Hi guys, welcome back. This is Matt Chat, episode 576, featuring a long overdue look at Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sure you're familiar with this game, but the question is, how does it rank? Is it the best CRPG of all time? Is it on the top 3, top 5? Where would you put it? We'll put it through its paces here, play for a couple hours. I'll give you my thoughts on how it compares to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, as well as other games like Planescape Torment and all the other grades that are normally pretty high up on people's top 50 list. Anyway, I think it's a really great game and there's a lot of good stuff to get into here. So without further ado, here is Baldur's Gate 3. And here we go, folks, with one of the greatest computer role-playing games out there. Some people, and we'll get into this, would rank this as the best of all time. Other people, it's certainly in their top 5, certainly in their top 10. I mean, I guess there are contrarians that might put it a little bit lower than that, but that just seems a little silly to me. It's certainly, in my opinion, in the top 5, and we'll get into whether it deserves more than that. It's an expensive game, even though it's came out 3 years ago, coming up on its 3-year anniversary. That'd be exciting. It's overwhelmingly positive, and that leads to a higher price. So it's $59, basically $60 on Steam. If you think, well, I'll go to GOG, get it much cheaper. Oh, same price on GOG. Now, we might be able to find a discount code or something like that to get it a little bit cheaper, but it's an expensive game. It's a pretty good investment. So you might be wondering, is it worth full price for a 3-year-old game, you know, even despite all the hype? Another question is, Matt Barton, aren't you the computer role-playing game guy? Didn't you write those great books, Dungeons and Desktops? So why is it taking you so dang long to make a review of this game? And to be quite honest, I don't like reviewing games that are getting so much hype. I find it's hard to be objective when you sit down to review something in the heat of the moment. I mean, if I was reviewing this back in August of 2023, can you if you recall just how people were gesticulating and ejaculating even about how awesome this game was, or all these Johnny-come-latelys, and I guess Jenny's come lately. Maybe they've never even played a game in the genre, but there they are on YouTube with 2 million views saying it's the best game of all time. Okay, so I don't want to have to compete with that, and I know personally from experience that it's hard to be objective. You get caught up in the hype along with everybody else, and that can basically skew you very positively about a game. It's hard to be just calm and dispassionate about it with all that hype going on. But hopefully 3 years is enough time for some of that to die down, so we can take a look at it and see, was it really all that great? Yes or no? So we can get into all that stuff here in the video, but it is expensive. So I think you, if you haven't bought the game, haven't played it yet, you might be looking for some objective commentary about whether it's the right game for you. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the game. All right, so I need to move my coffee service. All right, so when this game first came out, one of the big concerns was, is it going to be Baldur's Gate in spirit? Is it going to feel like the third part of a series? Or is it going to feel more like Divinity Original Sin, Baldur's Gate, right? Some kind of spin-off. It's going to feel too Divinity Original Sin, and not that that would be a bad thing, because those were great games, but is it really what people were expecting if they're long-term fans of the franchise, which I certainly am. I consider Baldur's Gate 2 at least in the top 3, if not the greatest. It's sort of a competition with that, and Planescape, and of course some of the best of the Ultima series, but that's besides the point. So I think the too long didn't want to watch the video version of that is, I think they succeeded. I think they did a great job with integrating the mechanics of 5th edition of D&D. I like the turn-based stuff a lot. I always thought that real-time with pause combat in those older Infinity Engine games were the weak spots. No, that's not very popular opinion, but hey, I'm okay with that. I like turn-based. I think the best possible thing would be to have both, so that you can just switch back, toggle back and forth between a real-time and a turn-based. But if I have to choose one, I'm always going to go with turn-based. So let's go ahead and start up a new game here. Talk about that a little bit, and then I'll show you some of the later games so you can see what you get up to later. Yes, this is all about the tentacles. Lots of mental stuff going on. You have to wonder, is this reality that I'm playing with? Is this some kind of mind-altering creature I'm dealing with? Very Borg-like. Yeah, the cinematics are, of course, some of the best. And that's the sort of thing, though, that can skew your take on the game. If the cinematics are so impressive, you know, you can start thinking, well, maybe the whole game is impressive. So you have to watch that. But yeah, this is just a movie quality, absolutely. I mean, look at the detail on that. Very creepy. If you haven't played those Divinity Original Sin games, you definitely should play those too. Oh, yeah, this is reminds me of a certain Star Trek movie. And poor Chekhov. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm talking about. Yes. It's even grosser than Wrath of Khan, though. Look at this. And I gotta say, this is exactly what it feels like to go to the eye doctor. When they put those drops in your eyes, it burns. And it makes everything so bright. Oh, it's terrible. I try not to go to the... I should probably go back to the eye doctor. Get my prescription checked. Yes. This is not the time you want to ask. So, is an optometrist a real doctor? Don't ask that when they got the little worm they're about to put into your eye socket. Just trust me on that.
Who are you?
Who are you? Let's, do we want to reset tutorials now? Matt Barton will be your tutorial. Yes. Alright, so, yeah, they want you to play. Always pay attention to the default settings. So what do they want me to play? High Elf, level 1 Barbarian. You know, the first time I played this game, I went through, created a character, and somehow it got reset and I ended up playing this High Elf Barbarian. So I decided to just roll with it because I wanted to see what a High Elf Barbarian would be like. And it was kind of an interesting experience, but hopefully we can make our own character this time. So we got these origins if you just want to play with the pre-existing character. This might be kind of interesting actually to try that. I'm just going to have to say at the outset here, if you're really worried about spoilers, just don't watch the video. You know, I'm not going to keep giving spoiler alerts left and right because we'll have to be saying that constantly. But one of the problems when you're new to a game like this is you want to create a character. You only get 4 characters in your party, which kind of sucks. You know, I would much rather have 6, like the originals, or at least 5, but we're limited to 4. So you're really thinking about those traditional classes: the tank, the damage dealer, the rogue, and the wizard, or some kind of hybrid class. But the problem is you don't know which of these characters that you're going to meet along the way you might want in your party, and you probably don't want to double up, right? So you wouldn't want to have 2. You wouldn't want to have Gale, the wizard, and then also create another wizard character. Or the same thing with Lizelle, if you want her as a tank, or Shadowheart, blah, blah, blah. So I'm always trying to find what's the class that you can play where you can still have the best NPCs in your party without conflicting or doubling up on those. Not a huge concern with the way the game is set up, but it's something to think about. On my new playthrough, I went with this Dark Urge character, who I don't know if this is something that was added later or it was just there from the beginning and I totally missed it. But this is the recommended character if you want to capture that Baldur's Gate magic. So if you remember the Baldur's Gate setup with the Son of Baal, and Child of Baal, I guess, all that. So you kind of had this dark stuff going on in your history. So the Dark Urge is very, I wouldn't say it's similar necessarily, but it kind of in the same kind of vibe, I guess. This idea of this darkness in your past. Or we could just create an entirely new character. So why don't we try that for this? Let's do our own character. And then, of course, we have all the classes here from 5e. I think everybody's represented here. I'm missing one. I got some friends that were playing D&D with 5th edition using Fantasy Grounds. And they have, one of them's a goblin. I don't see that option here. I think that might be something the DM came up with. But I'm not going to go through all these races and mechanics and all that, because I'm going to assume you're familiar enough with D&D 5th edition that we don't need to explain everything. But just looking for something interesting to play. I might, if we're going to have this character, or our character, be the speaker for the party, you might be thinking about something that's got some good persuasion, some good charisma, which is why a paladin or a sorcerer might work pretty well. I think sorcerers are my other character is a sorcerer, so they get charisma. And that can help you with a lot of your dialogues. There's a lot of situations in the game where you want to use dialogue. It's not just for role-playing. It actually can make a difference in some of the decisions you make. But let's see, the Dragonborns, it's kind of hard for me to pass on these. They just get a lot of cool stuff, but why don't we just keep it simple? I always like playing a dwarf, but what the hell? What the hell? Let's make a kind of a Drizzt-like guy. I'm kind of curious what all they did. There's so much dialogue and they integrated so well. I'm sure there's very unique dialogues for a drow. So we can go with him. He gets the dancing lights cantrip. It's not all that useful, I think. Fey ancestry. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed. And magic can't put you to sleep. That's actually a pretty good thing, because you do tend to run into that. Dark vision's, of course, always good. And we get the rapier, short sword, and hand crossbow as our part of our drow training. So that kind of leads me towards being a thief, perhaps. A rogue, but then won't be able to play with Asterion. Base racial speed. So, okay. Let's see what else we can do. We get a sub-race. These drow embody the virtues of the corrupt and merciless goddess. So I guess we'd have to be kind of evil. And they really, if nothing else with this game, they really tried to make a good path. Or make it fun to play an evil character as well as a good character. Soldering drow can be found seeking allies and make this settle their conflict with Wolf. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. Then again, if you're going to be a drow, be a damn drow. Just go with it. Yes, Loth. Did I miss gender? Did I miss the gender option? Where is... Because with drow culture, the women are the kings. Where's... Man, am I just blanking here? Where is... maybe it's later on. Okay, class. Monk might be. Oh, look at that. I wonder what would drow... What would a Drizzt be? Just a fighter? It's kind of hard to go wrong with a good old fighter class. They're really powerful, and it's not as boring as it used to be. If you're playing something like Pool of Radiance, the fighters are pretty easy class. There's not much to do. Not many decisions to make in terms of character progress. A bard is recommended by a lot of people, actually, because you can't really find... There's a couple of bards, but they're easy to miss. And then if you play a bard, you get all those advantages to conversations and such. So I might try the bard. I've never really played a bard. I'm not big on a bard. But why not? Let's just have some fun. A drow bard, sure. So he'll get the Vicious Mockery cantrip. So that looks pretty good. 1 to 4 damage, and then it's they get disadvantage on their next attack roll, so basically they'll more than likely miss. Blade Ward. That's kind of stupid. And then they get healing word. And what's this? Dissonant whispers. Frighten a creature. Okay. Yeah, fear works a little better in 5e, I think, than the old ones where they just run away. I think with this, they just stay still and they don't do anything. So it's kind of like a whole person, if I recall correctly. I haven't used it very much, but I think that's the idea. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Then we can use these musical instruments that you find all the time. And you can't use them because you're not a bard. Well, solve that problem. I guess we can choose which cantrips we want. The cantrips are basically free spells. So you don't even have to bother with the ranged weapon if you want. If you got some cantrips, you can just keep throwing the cantrip out there. I think the Vicious Mockery feels right for a bard. I don't know about this Blade Ward. So it only lasts for 2 turns. I don't know if that's locked in where it never goes up. Doesn't say. So I like things that scale as you level up and get more powerful. Friends? No. Minor illusion. Create an illusion that compels nearby creatures to investigate. That could be fun, but tell you the truth, I just think this mage hand is pretty damn useful. So I might... How do I... Oh, what happened there? True Strike. Why don't we go with the mage hand and the Vicious Mockery? Sounds okay. Then we can look at our default spells here. Is there anything I might want more than what they give me? Yeah, Healing Word is better than the Cure Wounds. Cure Wounds, you have to actually touch them, and I think it takes a full action, whereas the Healing Word is a bonus action. Doesn't quite heal as much. Let's say 1d4 plus 3 versus 1d8 plus 3, so you get a little bit more healing, I guess, with the Cure Wounds, but not enough, I think, to bother with that. Fairy Fire might be pretty good for a drow, actually. All targets within the light turn invisible, and attack rolls against them have advantage. That could be pretty good. Featherfall would be more useful than you might think. Thunderwave's a good one. Speak with animals, actually, again, quite useful. Let's see. Make yourself or a target immune to frighten in game 5. That's not very good. Does that scale at all? So 5 temporary hit points. Immune to fear. That doesn't sound good. Why don't we swap that out with... Sleep is pretty good against a low-level creature. I'll go ahead and try that, I guess. I don't know if bards... Can they learn from scrolls? Not sure how they learn their spells. I've never played a bard, but we can see. Oh, I get to choose their instrument. Cool. It doesn't say if there's any... Oh, let's hear it. So you a drummer? You know, one thing I've learned from watching Spinal Tap is never be a drummer if you want to survive. Well, that's kind of nice. A lute. Man, look at that, man. That's like something Led Zeppelin would play. Okay, let's go with that. Then we got our background. So these will give you some skills. Insight and religion. What's an acolyte anyway? Kind of an altar boy. Spent your life in service to a temple. Too religious for me. A charlatan. You're a politician. Prone to exaggeration and more than happy to profit from it. Bending the truth and turning allies against each other will lead to greater success down the road. What? Okay. Criminal. Entertainer. That sounds like a bard to me. You live to sway and subvert your audience, engaging common crowds and high society alike. Yeah, let's go with the entertainer. That seems appropriate to me. You know, at some point you gotta not worry so much about the min-maxing stuff and just what's gonna be fun, what sort of makes sense from a role-playing perspective. And I think... So these are the recommendations? Yeah, and of course 5e is real big on even numbers, so if you get 13, If you turn that to 14, it makes a big difference, and same with charisma being 18. So you might, fuss around a little bit with that. But that looks okay. Later on, we'll be able to improve these stats, and that'd be pretty nice to get a bump up in Dex and Con and Charisma. There's a couple of books you can find, too, that will do this for you. In all seriousness, where the hell is this body type? Is that what they're... Body? Okay. So instead of well, what is going on here? Where is... Edit appearance? Oh, here we go. Identity. Yeah, we don't want to get too into this part. We'll get in trouble quick. I want a female drow, okay? I better change her name here. How do we make, what's a female drow version of Matt or Barton? I do not know. Let's call her, Martha. There we go.
You need a guardian.
Oh, we need a guardian. Yeah, this is another part of this game that kind of bugs me. What the hell is a guardian? If you haven't played this before, you have no clue what to do here. It doesn't make a huge difference, but considering how sexual this game is, it's one of my pet peeves of this game. It's very hard to tell sometimes what's just being friendly versus what's actually hitting on somebody. The dialogue options. So let's think. I'll make her guardian a male drow. Kind of makes sense. Where's randomize appearance? What's the... Look at all these choices. Sub-race. Yeah, male, okay. Looks okay. No, don't exit! It's fine. Venture forth. Alright, I think we're finally in. Man, those guys, they did such a good job with that. He just looks so evil. Very Lovecraftian. I'm pretty sure Mind Flayers are a creation of Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if how far back do they go? TSR days or Wizards of the Coast? I know they give you flack. If you try to make a game with Beholders or Mind Flayers, I think they come after you. So you have to make sure you don't call them that and make them a little bit different. Not as though they were original. Like I say, they clearly borrowed the whole concept from Lovecraft. But that's lawyers. Yeah, this is just so good the way they did this. Even the Wilhelm scream there. That's how you know it's a good game. Is that free to use the Wilhelm scream, or you actually got to pay somebody? I laugh that they had to spend like thousands of dollars just to get the rights to use that scream. But they had plenty of money. They made so much money from this, they don't even want to bother with the fourth one. They're probably just going to outsource that to somebody else. Which I can't blame them. I mean, it must be annoying to create something as wonderful as like the Divinity Original Sin franchise and then have this license thing do way better. It's not your baby, it's somebody else's baby. Dragons versus flares. I just think that ship just looks so badass. Man, look at that. Of course, you're like, I want to play. I want to hit that dragon with the mace. The Githyanki, Githyanki Doodle Dandy. Has anybody come up with that yet? The Yankee Doodle Dandy. That's why you tune in to match it, I tell you. What do you think about Lazriel? Apparently fans are kind of divided over her. I just think she's cool. I like her a lot. You're a mileage maker. I like her because she's just all business. And again, I grew up watching Blake 7, if that gives you a clue. Characters I like. There's a character in that called Servalan. That's just one of my favorite characters of all time. Jacqueline Pierce plays her, if you know that actress. Of course, Avon. Who plays Paul Darrow, I think, plays him. Plus, I kind of like Freckles. She gets picked on for her nose a little bit in the game, I guess. I don't do too much about Githyanki. I guess they have a lot of rhinoplasty. Always trying to get that perfect nose. I like to think of it as she's just such a warrior. She's been in so many fights and broken her nose so many times and had so many surgeries, or I guess cure wounds or whatever, that it kind of looks like that. But that's cool. You know, it's like you're tough. All right, what do we have here? 30 minutes later, we might get to do something. Coming out of our Matrix pod. And this is how you feel when you don't get on your cell phone for a couple of days. Maybe you have it out for repairs or something. Whoa, there's a world outside. Oh my god, it sucks. Whoa, look at this. This guy's got his priorities straight. You got the guitar. The guitar!
These boots have seen everything.
When I say this guy, I meant this gal. Nursery.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
You know, there's so much that's been written about this game. I mean, people even criticize the narrator's voice, like they like the one from the first two Baldur's Gates. I just don't have an opinion on that. I don't. Everything doesn't have to be identical. And this is a really great narrator, in my opinion. I love the voice. This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye. So this is another thing I love about this game. It gets in your mind. I mean, it makes you squirm. You're like, oh, I got to do something about this damn thing in my eye. So it gives the game a certain tension and urgency, I guess. And then right away we see how they've integrated all these role-playing mechanics. So this is pretty new. I guess it was in the first two, but they really draw your attention to it here, and it makes it feel more like the tabletop game. Like you're playing the tabletop and you say, I want to look at that pod, your DM would say, well, roll for investigation. We'll see what you find. So they did a good job here. Now, I don't have any bonuses. There are ways I can kind of... no, it's not going to work. I can kind of fuss with the dice a little bit, fudge these rolls with some bonuses and stuff I get later on, but for now we're stuck.
More than meets the eye.
Oh, I failed that dice roll. Reload! Now we're going to continue on. I'm going to try to play this Iron Man style, unless I literally die, which can happen. Wouldn't that suck if it literally killed you? I mean, very first thing. Let's see, what is the key to see all the stuff I can touch? I think it's Alt. So, one of my pet peeves with this game is it's kind of clunky the way you have to find chests and deal with the inventory. And I don't know why the hell we're still struggling with inventory management. Surely they could find a way to make that easier to deal with. But I feel like, you know, with this game, with all these other games, it's like half the time I'm here in the inventory, like, okay, okay, how do I lower the weight? How do I get all the chests?
Bag of holding.
Frickin' piece of onyx just lying here, easy to miss.
Visions project into your mind. A nautiloid hurtling
Where
through the
was the
plains,
chest?
resplendent with psionic energy.
Resplendent. And that's a word you don't hear enough. Resplendent. Came all the way over half a 10 gold. Okay. Yeah, it's real easy to miss stuff. You can try to work with this map, but it's really easy. And they do some of the best stuff is really hidden. Like on my second playthrough, I found a frickin' stool. There was a club. It was like one of the best clubs in the game. And I didn't even notice it. Why would you think to check a stool? So you might want to have a walkthrough sitting there. Not on your first playthrough, but you know, if you've played it a couple times and you want to see everything, you're probably not going to find it at all, no matter how hard you try to search. And it's kind of cool, you know, you want to see everything. Oh, there's another flavor over here. You know, I thought the Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 with the enhanced edition, there's a little bar across the top here that shows you everything you can pick up. Yeah, I like that better. I don't know why they didn't do that for this. Okay, we're done. You know, I just noticed my colors look a little bit weird here on my recording. I don't know what that's about. Let me see if I can fix that somehow. No. Why does the colors look washed out? I'll stop the video here briefly and see if I can fix that. Alright, that looks a little better. Yeah, something to do with HDR, so I had to turn that off in Windows. Yeah, that looks a little better, don't you think? Okay, what was I doing? Oh, man. Yeah, we could do a short rest, I guess, to pick up our... those hit points. You don't want to forget you got that. Kind of a free heal you can do. It's not too bad about letting you rest, but sphincter. Oh, good. How juvenile do you have to be to call it something a sphincter in a game like this? You enter the sphincter.
I'll give it a shot.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into
Oh, the
your
little
mind.
girl's voice. Hey. One of the cool things in this game is you can talk to the dead. A lot of unique dialogue options. And same with animals. Play a tune to attract and delight those around you. So how does this work? Can I do this as many times as I want? Is it no, it's limited. Oh, it's something else. Bard dance. What does it do? Performing the power. I don't know what's the reason behind that. I don't know enough about bards. Yeah, this is very H.R. Giger-like. Alright, let's see. No, there I am. It looks like I need to go south. Oh, man. You know, there's something to be said for just Baldur's Gate 2 and 1 and everything's kind of in that fixed perspective, so you can just want to click around the map where you want to go without having to worry about twisting and turning the camera. Like, I guess this lets you see more stuff, but it can get kind of confusing where to go and how to get around. Okay, got some brain jars here. You got some brain jars. Oh, look at this. Oh. I like her outfit. My character's outfit is pretty sweet looking. Oh. Yeah, it's exactly like going to the eye doctor.
You've come to save us from this place. In this place, you'll free us.
You know, they say what you want about these guys, but
They
they give you some pretty intriguing scenarios. They're very creative with this. So yeah, we're talking to the brain. What? We're gonna take a scoop of it. Hannibal lecturing. Tell me what to do.
remove us from this body, from this case. Free us, please.
So do we want to free the brain? I think it'll tell me what my roles are. Yes, I have the best chance of trying to use dexterity. Let's try it. Yeah, we got it. So this will give us a little minion.
The brain lifts from the skull.
Yikes.
But you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making
You know, I'm
it
kind
more
of surprised that
subservient
wizards were
should
okay
it
with this
prove a
level of
threat.
gore. I'm kind of pleased. You would have expected somebody to come along and say, oh, that's way too violent. Oh my god, we want to attract a big mainstream audience. We're going to have to tone it down. And I guess Swin was like, screw you guys. We're doing it our way. At least that's the way I like to imagine it happen. I didn't even see what I clicked on. I got
The
to
creature
focus here.
seems unaware of your interference.
I just stick my thumb in that
Relaxes in
thing?
your hands.
What is going on? Yeah.
We are free.
It's
Our freedom
cute!
is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
This is all perfectly
We must
normal.
go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
Alright, let's go.
To the helm we go. We are going to the helm.
How can you not? Okay. Is there anything else to do here? Probably all sorts of stuff to do here. It doesn't light up everything either. I wish it would light up everything I could interact with. Fire. Yeah, it's Divinity Original Sin. So they're real big on elements like stuff, dipping a weapon in something and combining fire with water. You get them wet first, then hit them with electricity for bonus damage. They're real big on that. Okay, I think we got everything. Yeah, it's just mesmerizing. And they pretty much keep up this level. Look at all the stuff going on. I mean, whoa. You could just stop and watch stuff like that. Uh-oh. Here comes Lazriel.
Abomination.
It's our meet cute!
This is your end.
Ruh-roh.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange
Do I
woman's
know you
eyes.
from somewhere?
My head. What is this? Squall. You are no thrall. Blackith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
I like her eye makeup. You are no thrall. Okay. What made you think I was a thrall? Who are you? What do you suggest?
We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority.
See? Good common sense.
First, we exterminate the
Rational.
Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing,
None of this nonsense
it
about
will
we need to
remain
free
as long
everyone
as it
else here.
believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
Yes. That's how I play Stellaris. Exactly that mindset. She's sort of like a Klingon, I guess. How you describe her? Oh my god. Here we go. First combat. I have to try to figure out how to play a part in real time. Okay, so we're up against a couple of 3 different imps. And let's see what I'm armed with here. Oh, I got the hand crossbow. These are amazingly powerful in this game. Really great weapons to have. I don't even have a melee at all. You didn't even give me a crummy sword. Simple jerkin. Okay, so I guess that'll be relatively simple. The question is, do I want to... I can't believe they don't spell out what these songs do. Very... foot tapper. Why don't they tell you what it does? This is stupid. I guess that gives me some kind of bonuses, but it doesn't say what. Have to look that up, I suppose. What else can we do? Bardic Inspiration. That's a bonus action. Inspire an ally to add a 1d6 bonus to there. That's pretty solid. Looks like I get 3 of those. Because I got my Mage Hand, Dissonant Whispers, Frighten a creature. Try to put them to sleep, but they're kind of spread out. Hideous Laughter. Prone with Laughter. So that basically a crowd control. Vicious Mockery. Alright, why don't we try the Hideous Laughter. See what that does. I'll try it on this 65% chance. Alright, what about... What was the other option I had there? Dissonant Whispers. What's the difference between Dissonant Whispers? So that... okay, so they're kind of similar. It looks like one requires concentration. This one just works for 2 turns. Let's just go full on. Let's see what the percentages are. So the same. Okay, let's try that. Saved. Does that mean nothing happens? Oh. So that was pointless. Well, let's try the stupid bard song then. Performing old-time battles. Okay. Why am I performing old-time battles? Just end the turn. Now we got our little guy here. What is he called? Examine. Aberration. Spell attack. Send him over here. To her. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, that worked. What's that axe doing there? Got an axe. Oh, look, the imps have little weapons on them. You guys got like a scimitar? What is that? Pretty cool. I think that's about all we can do there. Oh, we get Lazel. What did I call her before? Lazriel? Sorry. Astral action, gain proficiency. I can charge, do a rush attack, charge forward, attack the first enemy in your way, pushing them off balance. Alright, let's check her stuff. She's got this long sword. I think she's set up, yeah, for a great weapon. So we need to replace that long sword with the 2-handed weapon to take advantage of that. She's pretty cool. She does a lot of damage with the proper weaponry. She'll probably do okay with this. Now here's a question for you geeks out there. So this is a versatile, longswords are versatile, so you can wield it with 2 hands. It's either a 1-handed or a 2-handed weapon, but does that mean the great weapon fighting applies? Since we are technically wielding it with 2 hands, and I'm pretty sure when I looked that up, it said no. But maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. Well, let's try that. Charge! Alright, still up, but we got a bonus action. We can try to pommel strike. I don't know if there's anything else she can really do with the bonus action at this point that's worth doing, so might as well just pommel strike. Whoa, whoa, killed it!
Taking position.
Go ahead and run her over here so she'll get attacked. She's got the best armor. Yeah, I don't see anything like bonuses for that song playing. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about a bonus. It's weird. Go ahead and
Best
move
be
over
on my
here.
way.
Alright, so she stopped playing that song. Why don't we just shoot our hand crossbow? You don't want to use up all your spell slots.
Surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the
Oh, is that another? Oh, it's a light crossbow. The cool thing about a light or hand crossbow is you can have two of them. You know, for a rogue, you got to get that one attack that connects to get your sneak attack. So if you have two of those hand crossbows, you're really likely to get it. However, I don't think a bard gets sneak attack. Plus, I want to dip into rogue a little bit. Which you probably wouldn't want to do if I were you, because there's a character called Asterion. It's one of my favorite characters. So I just let him take on that responsibility. Now this is bothering me. I'm going to look up and see what these songs do. Be right back. Okay, so as far as I can determine, it's just flavor. However, there's apparently some cool stuff. If you have a couple of bards and they both play the same song, it actually fills out like an orchestra. So that sounds pretty awesome. And also, I guess it has effects on NPCs when you're not in combat, so there's role-playing potential. But I don't think there's any point to doing it in battle. Okay, got some more thralls to search. I always like to gather up all the loot first and then try to see if we have anything useful. Now they're not so tight with money in this game where you have to worry about every little thing. But it's often a good idea, right? You want to have plenty of money when you do get to a vendor. Alright, let's see what we got here again. So she's got proficiency with rapier, short sword, and hand crossbow. 1d6 plus 2, 50 feet, light. What does light do again? Can be dual wielded with another light weapon. See, that's the big advantage there. So you want those two hand crossbows, but doesn't jive with light crossbow. But I wanted to have some kind of weapon. Oh, rapier, perfect. Perfect! Okay, so now we got both kinds of weapons. What else did I pick up? Some cloth. Pretty sure.
Enough waiting.
What has she got on? Half plate. Yeah, no comparison there. Just do a quick save.
Proceeding.
See, it'd be easy to miss this dead thrall. Up here. Got some mesh to climb. Is that what we need to do? Yeah, I guess so. Got to keep in mind I'm just playing it for you guys. This isn't my real game. So I don't feel... I'll try to resist the urge to click on every barrel, every box. Go through the sphincter. Where is Shadow Moon's around here somewhere? She's another great character.
Can't give up
Switch
now.
back to my... You know, if this bard is good for anything, it ought to be for knowledge.
No sense of it.
Psionic energy radiates from the...
Oh, I remember that.
What's hiding here?
Let's see. Yeah, there's Shadow Moon.
You! Get me out of this damn thing!
We have no time for stragglers.
Let's leave her behind. Look for a latch that might open the lid. Yeah,
The
let's try that.
construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
This ship is crashing.
You know, really, my
Do you
character
intend
as a
to die
female
for a
drow ought to be
stranger?
just as mean as this Githyanki is. Oh, I got a drow option here. Cool. You might as well be trapped in demon webs. There's no helping you.
Wait!
Yes.
That can't be. There has to be another way. Please!
It cannot be helped.
Oh,
Come.
shut up, Lazel. We're not going to leave her. Touch. I can touch that. Can't do anything.
The console appears dormant.
Just like my Xbox. Look for a switch or release.
The mechanisms are completely
Or whack it.
unrecognizable at first. But then you spy an empty socket.
Well, okay, we got an empty socket.
Whatever fits in that socket must power this thing.
Could it be in the elaborate reliquary?
Needs a key.
Oh, wait, I don't have any. I think any character can use a pick block. We just have to have the tools.
A brain in a jar.
Necklace. Any of this going to be helpful?
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and
Oh,
centuries
where
of
is the-
darkness.
You know, I just played this game. Somewhere there's a... I don't know if it's in this room. Let's see. Map. Okay. Probably over here.
Better not be cursed.
Whoa! Yeah, I sometimes wish it just had those Baldur's Gate controls. There's the key, gold key, but I don't... Not sure if that's the... I think it's a gem or something that goes in that socket. Right?
Infected.
Okay. Push. Can push that. Why not?
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
Yep, probably don't want tentacles. Uh-oh, did I just... What did I just do? Oh no! Oh no! Oh. That ain't good.
Change her. Changed at the pull of a lever. How?
A lever.
If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Stretch. Is this to be our fate?
There's a rune. Maybe I plugged that rune in. Yep.
Those controls next to the pod.
Slave mine. Is there some reason that I pick up these brains? Or is it just something to sell?
Another brain.
Yeah, it's only worth 1 gold piece and it weighs 10 pounds. So. You know, I think if you have, there's some way to communicate with these, right? Might just get rid of it. I seem to recall that you could talk to them somehow. Maybe you have to drop it. I don't see anything other than maybe to... Man, there's so much to this game. It's just insane. Then you start wondering, is that a thing, or did I just make that up? I'm pretty sure there's a way to talk to that brain. Oh, wait, it's this, right?
Not die here.
Nope, don't touch that! I found some sort of key, like, for you. No, it's the console, right? Where is it? What?
The console
Inzer, here we
appears
go.
dormant. The
Wouldn't it suck
concept
if I turned
hums
Shadow
to
Moon
life.
into a flare?
But what is its purpose? Will it free the captive or transform her like that other unfortunate?
Uh-oh. Take a closer look. I could try this. I don't think I've got Arcana I've only got to roll a 10, but... Woo! Barely made that.
The pulsing glow and organic lines of the device make it seem more like a beating heart than a machine. This device is different from the one that caused the other captive to transform. Perhaps it will open the nearby pod.
Perhaps. Let's try it.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. The parasite. Then
This is why I never get the
discomfort
tequila
fades,
with the
and
little
another
worm in it.
sensation washes over you.
Ooh.
Connection. Authority.
The lifted wisdom will the pod to open. Okay, I guess. Not sure what I'm supposed to click. So there's a 10% chance I could lose this. Oh, got it.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console.
So that's the big
process
theme
your
of the game,
command.
really, is you got these mind flare type powers, but
A shiver
they're really
runs
great. They
across
make you
your mind.
kick ass in combat and
Feel
such, but
sated.
it makes you like, do I really want that? Do I want to mess with my brain?
At last.
I think they did a marvelous job with that. There's a lot of games you just want to get more powerful, right? There's no negative side to that. This game, there's always a trade-off. Well, I get more powerful on the one hand, but on the other hand, I put more worms in my brain. First time I played this, I just went full flare.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Second one, I was going to see how far I could get without using it at all.
Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a gith with you.
Yeah, they don't like each other.
You keep dangerous.
Everybody's special in this game. Nobody gets along. There's always this endless role playing. Dangerous company's what you need in a fight. Hell yeah!
Fair point. Looks like there's plenty of fighting ahead. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each
They're
other's
going to be button
backs
heads
along
the whole
way.
time, but that's okay. You can make it more entertaining. I'm Marta.
Shadowheart. One moment.
Yeah, and it'd be tough if you were just trying to solo this. I made the mistake of trying it on tactical difficulty. It just, wow. I couldn't get past the first couple of battles. It was insane.
Finally. Let us make for the helm. We've wasted enough time already.
I mean, if you want to play on tactician,
right.
you really
Lead on.
have to be expert on the mechanics and really know what you're doing. Okay, so I got Shadow Moon now. She's got some cool stuff. She's got guidance. Oh, here's the scroll to detect thoughts. Interesting. Let me see if I can learn that spell.
Despite everything.
Yeah, so I don't think the bards can learn a spell off a scroll. Is that it? I don't see it. It looks like I can cast it, though. Let's go ahead and cast it. Let me see if I can talk to these braves now. Let's put it down and see. No, I guess not. Maybe I'm just completely making that up.
What's next?
Let's see if we can give her any upgrades. She's got a chain shirt, underwear. Don't even get me started. Just whoa. I could have done with 90% less sexual stuff. Okay, she's got that mace looks like a shovel to me. A spade. I don't like the look of that. But I think she's proficient with it, right? Let's see. Character sheet. Spears, pikes, halberds, and glaives. I don't think there's any inherent advantage in those. Mace does 2 to 7 points. Hand axe. That might be the best thing for her right now. Just leave it. I don't know if she can use a... I guess she can use that as a range. Just give her that as a backup weapon. Okay. Save again. So now I guess we just need to go south, right? If you want to explore that western area there, let's just go south.
Need to keep going.
You know, it's so interesting how you just make a few little changes to your game, like playing a bard instead of my sorcerer or my barbarian. It just changes everything.
Worth a try.
It's good replay value, even with all this dense story stuff. Cerebral aquarium.
Better not get too close. Might be toxic.
Well, what's the point of this little room? I guess just the 3 heals.
Better.
Oh, it doesn't reset my short rest. I think that replaces all your spells. They're not going to have too many of those in the game, so don't get used to
We're
that.
nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Who put you in charge?
Yeah!
I'll trust my own judgment.
Cane yank.
Cane yank! I probably shouldn't be leading with my bard.
Let's see what this does.
Oh, that guy looks pretty cool. I remember those flares in Baldur's Gate. Was it Baldur's Gate 2? Did they call the flares? Once you get dominated, you're just...
Thrall, connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the gate after we escape.
Connect the nerves. Nerves. We will connect.
I feel like this little creature needs tennis shoes. For some reason, it just needs little shoes.
We need to get out of here now.
Okay. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it'll let you choose the order, so you can just do them in whatever order you want. So you see, if I go through that fire, it's going to do a little damage to me. Didn't have enough movement to go over there. You get something in 5e called a dash, but that takes your action away from you. So it might be worth taking the damage just to do this. I guess I could charge again. Too much damage. Took 1 point of damage, not too bad. Knocked him off balance. So let's see what does off balance do. The affected entity has disadvantage on stealth and dex checks, and attack rolls against it have advantage. So that'd be a really good synergy with the rogue, because you could use this, and then if you get advantage, you can use your sneak attack. It's always the problem with rogues is if you don't have any kind of advantage, you might not do maximum damage. Might as well go ahead and do that. Is that still off balance, right? No. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. So if you follow up with that pommel strike, the next attack, you lose that advantage. So be careful with that. Okay, let's... Weakening strike. Interesting. It's a little fussy here to see all the stuff you can do. Sleep? Do we want to waste a spell? Or it's just vicious mockery. Is that a bonus action? No, it's a full action for that. I'll just use my arrow. I don't think you got to worry about friendly fire. Well, that didn't help very much. I need to get to those controls. Oh, that's probably dangerous.
Swift as
I'll
my
move a
thinking
little
can be.
closer. I don't want to... We've only got 9 hit points here.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's see what she can do. And one of the things I didn't realize when I was playing this before is she gets a free cantrip somehow. I think it's an elf thing, but they get this firebolt. That's a cantrip that's more powerful than your other one. The Guiding Bolt is a spell, but again, this would be good to use with the rogue because you can cast that first, get the advantage, and then follow up with the rogue and a sneak attack. Let's see, I don't want to use that ranged weapon. I think I'll run her over here and attack that guy. Whoa, almost took him out. And then we've got our Shield of Faith. That's a bonus action. Is that the best thing I got? I thought I had something better than that. Might as well cast it. Now, if you're not familiar with this concentration mechanic, it basically stays on until I get attacked, take some damage, and then I have to do a roll to see if I maintain the spell. I can't have more than one concentration going at the same time. It's a pretty fun mechanic. Alright, back to this guy. Claws. Last shot with deadly claws. Alright, that one's down. I think I'm trying to get all the way up here to these controls. I got a time limit on that. Hopefully that little mind flayer thing will take the brunt of the attacks. Alright, I guess I'll keep trying to move forward here with this bard. Could be very foolish. Why don't we try the hideous... Oh, I got detect thoughts gone? Oh, who cares? You know, I feel like this vicious mockery ought to be a bonus action. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Alright, I guess that's about all we can do there since I used my action.
Can't give up.
Go ahead and finish him off.
On I go.
Forward! I think that's about all we can do. Oh, wait. How did she get down to 3 hit points?
Take 2.
Whoa. I think I noticed that. Jeez.
I am fury. I am death. My path be true.
Alright. Yeah, I forgot she has a mage hand, too. I don't think it'd be very useful right now. Hamstring shot. Let's just go with regular shot. Boom! One-shotted him. Alright. Keep him running forward. There's a dash. So if you do the dash, it'll let you move some more. Alright, same with the bard. Bloodstone. Why not? We can loot. I don't know if looting takes an action. Yeah, if you hold the shift key down, that lets you see where they can see. So that's good if you're trying to be stealthy with the rogue.
Anything of use?
I didn't know that for some reason. First time I played that you even had that option.
Hurry before they strike.
Some more. Whoa, there's a bunch more there. I don't like the look of that. Not enough resources. Well, okay. Do I still have my action? Guess we'll just park here. Maybe I'll tuck behind this guy a little bit more. Okay, we don't need to fight him.
Got to press on.
Keep running. Yeah, there's the other thing I could do with the class action. So I think normally clerics, they get a couple things they can do besides, used to just be turn undead, but now they get a couple of things else, some other things they can do with that channel divinity, I think they call it. However, I probably want to keep my shield up here. Let's do a good old firebolt. Can I reach? Nope, can't quite reach. Well, I guess we'll just dash. Go ahead. Oh. Yep.
Time to strike.
Okay. Here
On the
we go.
move.
Let's go ahead and dash. Closer. I could use the second wind to get a couple hit points, but I think... You think they'll do a full 10 hit points worth of damage to me in one round? Let's hope not. Critical miss. That's another cool mechanic they got in this. So if you roll a 20, that's a critical hit, and that's got some great stuff that goes with it. I think double damage, or double your damage rolls. So if you get a 1, that's like the opposite. There'll be all sorts of bad things that happen. Actually, I don't think that they put the tables in. In the tabletop version, I don't know if this is unique to our DM or not, but there's this whole list of things that happen, or that can happen to you if you roll a 1. Like you can lose a limb, you can drop your weapon,
Ground, we're dead.
so on and so forth. Let's see. I don't think you lose a limb. I think you can just drop your weapon or lose a turn or slip down or go prone or something. Break your weapon maybe. Okay. This is getting kind of
Don't waste a
interesting.
step.
That guy, Lesser Hellboy. Let's try this. Let's try the Vicious Mockery again. I like that.
Listen up! Lily lunged bluster.
Lily, what? Lily lunged duster. Alright, she's also got healing word. That'll be convenient.
What should I do? Got to move.
Alright, come on, keep moving. We gotta get to this console. Probably don't want to run past those guys though. Let's try a firebolt. Oh, got him down. That's good.
Swift and lethal.
I wish I had that charge.
Make way.
The question is, do I want to stop to fight these guys or just run past them? I think we'll fight them. Yeah, there we go. Good, good, good. So I think next round we'll be able to get to that console. I like that little mind flayer thing. Very handy.
Light on my feet.
Don't want to get too close to him because then we'll have to fight him. Alright, and then we should be able to, yeah, dash over and use this. Let's see, dash. There we go.
The helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
Shiny. That's wonderful. Look at that thing. Nobody does dragons as good as Dungeons and Dragons. That guy is... Oof. On a dragon mount. Oh no! Shut up! Looks kind of like a snail. Escargot. Well, that's why she has underwear. Climb. You can do it. You know, I almost wish there was like a Mass Effect thing where it'd pop up and you had to click the button within a certain time to get the Paragon action. I don't remember what the other one was. Okay, I'll play a little bit more here and then I'll switch over to my other game and show you some of the later content. But as you can see, it's a really great intro. Doesn't throw too much at you. be a good way to get set up for the game, and we'll start to open up here, and we can have a little bit more liberty as to how we want to proceed. I still think one of my favorite openings is the Pool of Radiance. Just you show up on the in Flan. It's a world of possibilities right off the bat. You don't feel like you're just being sort of led plot point to plot point at all. This is, I think, a nice balance of that. So you could see the path and follow the quest chain. But you also have a lot of options you can do. Doesn't feel too linear to me. Oh, didn't realize I had red eyes until now. This is something else I like too. I'm so tired of games where every setting is like a wasteland or a winter hell. You know, I love a nice beach.
As you wake,
someplace you would want to go.
In your skull. The chaos of the crash site confuses the landscape. You'll need to find a settlement or landmark, and you'll need to do it quickly. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Glad they didn't call it the sperm. Kind of surprised they didn't call it the sperm. Yeah, see. This looks a lot like the... I don't know if it's the first or the second Divinity Original Sin where you start off on a nice little beach and you pick up clams and stuff. That's got a smell. Mangled
traps, please.
Fisher.
On my way.
Gold.
I should speak up.
Here's Shadowheart. So you really want to explore everything. Because there's even Asterion. I forgot where he was. I didn't manage to pick him up until a lot later, and I wish I'd have had him sooner. Okay. Probably want to wake her up and not try to steal her artifact. That wouldn't be very polite.
You're alive. I'm alive.
And I've got bangs!
How is this possible?
I just watched that movie Legally Blonde for the first time. What was that? The snap and bend? Oh, I get a special bard option here.
The Divine tend to keep their interventions close to the chest. Though, I suppose it's not impossible.
Love the voice acting. What happened to her gift friend? She's not gonna like this.
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us.
She might be injured.
You're more concerned for her than she is for you, clearly.
No, that's true enough.
We need to take care of ourselves. First things first.
Yeah, maybe we'll just make Shadow Moon happy and not even play with
We might have
Lozelle.
escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
Trouble is, who does she like? Is there anybody she likes? You want to stay together?
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Aww.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't.
Oh, this is unrealistic.
I'll remember that.
She would totally not
Lead
thank
the
me
way.
for anything. Okay. I think we could try talking to that Fisher if we had to talk to the dead. Let's get into at least one scrape. And then we'll
Open up.
swap over. Yeah, see, like that wooden barrel, that doesn't even light up. Hey, look, it's got a lyre in it. When I hit the Alt key, I want everything to light up. Ooh, a rufflesome blacket hat. Well, well, obviously I'm going to wear that. Ah. Yes. Very bardy. Got me a fish. Yeah, I forgot about this camping supplies business. So again, you don't want to get into the habit of saying take all, because you'll load up your inventory with stuff like this bottle. Not worth much. The water, you know, again, if you want to play with electricity, you could try to splash them with water, get them wet first, and then use your some kind of lightning spell. Or try to freeze them. I've got a dagger here. Okay, those are always useful to have.
More of those wretched things.
57 gold. You know, in all seriousness, why do I have to click on that? Why can't I just come over here next to him and the little thing pop up there and I just decide if I want the loot or not? Why do I have to keep clicking? Waypoint discovered. Wasn't that convenient? That's good. Oh, there's my little intellect devourer. There's kind of a half-ass alchemy system in this game. You know, I feel like that was something they got excited about and then just kind of forgot about. I mean, it's okay. It feels like a stretch goal or something. It's not very well integrated. In my opinion, anyway. I mean, I totally forget about it. You're probably better off just selling the ingredients. Not even messing with it. There's not like an alchemy skill that you can level up or anything. It's just kind of something they threw in for whatever reason. Might as well look at it. So you get these ingredients, and then you learn recipes. Like I can make a potion of healing if I find the such and such a herb, and so on and so forth. Dagger root. You know, you'd think in a game like this, if you're going to go with alchemy, you should always use World of Warcraft as like my baseline for these things. Like it should be at least as fun as World of Warcraft's alchemy. Or same with cooking or all these others, fishing, all these other skills. And that takes a lot of money and time. So if you're not willing to do that, just don't even include it. We don't need it. Just gives some people like me extra stuff to click on and worry about. Little flavor text there. I know there's a pretty tough fight coming up. It's actually one I was playing before on
There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
Bitch Queen. I don't know if my drow would consider her Bitch Queen though, right? Is that her official title? Or is that like what people that don't like Loath call her? I don't know. Maybe she owns it. Yes, I'm the Bitch Queen. If you don't like it, who cares? Stupid man. Stupid male. Let's go up here and do this little battle. We'll switch over. This is a tough one, man. This is where I died last time and switched from tactical to default difficulty. Just could not get past it. Go on fire.
Vicious filth. Best
Yeah,
keep
they're
some
already
distance,
damaged a
it'll be
little bit
short
too,
fight.
so let's... Okay, gotta be careful not to go through the fire. Alright, let's... I can't remember if they got ranged attacks or not. Let's go ahead and get that Shield of Faith going. Ranged attackers can be really deadly because they could just go for my bard in this case. Alright. Really wishing she had sneak attack. How much damage does she do with that? Possibly could kill it. Let's see. Oh, leveled up! Awesome! I don't know if I can level up in the middle of combat. I think we have to wait until we're over. Okay, well that was cool. It's a little bit easier. That tactical difficulty's not playing around. You would have to use every single ability very carefully. Like you can... That mysterious liquid. might do something. Okay. What do we have? Inflict wounds. That's like the most... I guess it could do up to 30 points of damage. Let's try it. Okay. See, every time I think something is worthless, it turns out to be awesome. Okay, there's the last one over there.
Moving.
Run him up. Run her up. Yeah, like you... If there was like fire behind it or something, you could try to shove it into it. Or... I don't know if that lets you control the direction. You can see how it would work if there was something like a cliff. You could push them off. So try not to forget that you have that ability, because it does come in handy every now and then. Okay, let's run over here. Now remember, the cantrips you can use. You don't have spell slots for those. You can just use it as much as you want. Let's try the Vicious Mockery. It's too bad this isn't a bonus action. Alright, I think that's all we can do, but it's going to have disadvantage on its roll, so it should miss. Yep, perfect. We'll just finish up with that. Critical hit! Yeah! Oh, that was so much easier than it was last time. Alright, let's do the level up and then we'll switch over. Make a pretty good time here. Okay, Bard level 2. Now this is my biggest pet peeve with this game by far. Is that they only give you, I think, 12 levels. And the 5e goes to 20. And they got all sorts of awesome stuff that happens as you get to 20. It just feels, again, very half-assed. I don't know what the thinking was. If they wanted to make a sequel at some point, decided against it, where you get all the way... I mean, it would make sense if they were going to make another one. You get to 12 in this one, and then all the way to 20 in the next one, or the DLC or whatever, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And you hit level... You max your level out really early in the game, if you're very thorough like me. So, you got like a whole act where you're already maxed out. Doesn't bother some people. They're like, well, you're going to continue to get better items, and so on and so forth. You can get more powerful that way. Plus, you got those tadpole skills if you're into that. There's a different tree you can get into. I won't spoil that for you, but I just like to keep leveling up, and I didn't have this problem in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. You know, you can do everything and still have plenty of stuff to keep looking forward to, keep grinding. So I would probably want to mod. There's some mods you can get that will let you continue to level up. It feels a little janky to me to do something like that, because obviously it's not part of the design of the game. You might have to balance it out with some difficulty increases and things to make it where you don't just get too overwhelmingly powerful. But again, I would much prefer it if this is just going to be a standalone thing. It should let me get all the way to 20, or at least make it so that it takes me a long time to hit the level 12. All right, but enough about that. Okay, let's see what I get when I get to level 2. So we get this. Even if I'm not proficient in a skill, I can add half my proficiency bonus to it. That doesn't sound all that awesome, but that actually is pretty cool. Then we get a Song of Rest action. You and your allies are revitalized as though you would have taken a short rest. Okay, so that's basically an extra short rest. Chance to gain more hit points and so on. Okay, then I guess these guys work like sorcerers. So we just learn a spell from a list every time, and I could have sworn they can learn from scrolls too, but maybe I just... Okay. So I might actually want to speak with animals, even though I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a magic item here pretty quick that will just let me cast this spell, so I don't have to use one of my precious slots for it, but that would be good to have. What to pick? You know, Charm Person. Let's see what the limitations are. You gain advantage. It does, okay, so if it's charmed, it won't attack me. You get advantage on charisma. So it's not like they start attacking the enemies, right? Yeah, this is a little different than I'm used to. I normally think a charmed person means they actually start fighting for you. It doesn't say that here. It just says it prevents it from attacking me, and then you get advantage. That doesn't sound very cool. Fairy Fire. Yeah, that's a pretty good spell. I think I'll go with that. Oh, Animal Friendship. I feel like Fairy Fire is something that a good drow would have in their arsenal. Okay. Be a little easier with her. So she gets another divinity charge. And again, that's like Turn Undead or that duplicity spell. Yeah, there's the Turn Undead. Let's see, does it say what turn does? So they move away. You can't take actions, bonus actions, or reactions other than dash. So that'd be really handy if you get into a bunch of undeads. And there's this Invoke Duplicity, which is something I can do instead of Turn Undead. So another way to get advantage. So we're really set up well to help out a rogue get their sneak attack. Or just for any character to actually land a blow. Now, I don't think that set my spells up for me, did it?
Let's get on with it.
Let's make sure we got our spells good to go. Alright, she got everything prepped she can prep. So all the spellcasters have slightly different ways to go about stuff. Like the wizards are different than the sorcerers and the clerics. Alright, so taking a look here at the opening stuff. Let's switch over to my other game and you can see some of the more advanced stuff. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I think I was saying that wrong before. It's bend and snap. The bend and snap, right? You bend over and then snap up. And I think the Bard ought to have that as a class feature. Works on anybody. That'd be a funny animation to see. Alright, in this one, I've got the Dock.
These things have stayed interesting.
What was I doing? I think I just made a greatsword. Is that what happened here? Whoa! Yeah, you see what I mean? You get so overwhelmed with the inventory. I think I just made a greatsword. Assessor, is that the one? Wow. So many things. So much stuff. I need to do a rest. So I guess this would be a good opportunity to show you the camping. So like a lot of the games these days, they use the camp as a place, as a time to like chat with your crew, see what their what's bothering them, and I pick up a random herb. You get your chest here where you can put stuff you don't need or deal with characters. You know, what do you think about this way of doing an inventory? Yeah, see, there's a lie. I don't have a bard, so I can't use it. But if I had my bard, look how cool that would be. I kind of like the way Neverwinter Nights did the inventory, so you could see everything wasn't the same size. Gave you a better sense of the bulk of the stuff. And, I don't like this because for one, it's so damn small. I guess there's probably a way to make it a little bigger, but I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. It's okay. I think they could have done this better. You know, it's the same here. It just feels kind of like I could do this. I mean, I could do this with Unity. I would expect more out of a team. Man, what am I doing? Oh, we came here to rest. So there's almost all... They make a big deal out of resting, right? So you got to have these camping supplies. I got plenty of those, I think. Yeah, if anything, I got like way more than I'm ever going to use.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
I don't like to go to camp too much because they make you do all this stuff. You always... You'll see. Like, there's going to be some big thing. And the annoying part of this game, as far as this is concerned, you got something going on, you're exploring something, you need to take a rest, and then they're going to throw some other monkey wrenches at you, and then you forget what you were doing by the time you get out of the rest. Yeah, so this will probably open up dialogues, and I got to go around and talk to people. I don't really know how else they could have done it. Pretty.
Oh,
This would be a lot more annoying if the
you startled me.
NPCs weren't so well developed and with good voice acting.
Miles away.
It's like, oh, what was I doing before? Oh, I was trying to make a great sword. Now I got to deal with Gale and all the characters and get a new quest.
No special reason, really. I was just practicing an incantation.
You say so. Oh, we can roll an insight check. Got it.
What can I say? She's Mistra. I can't quite describe
that
it.
explains.
The need I sometimes feel to see her. To draw the filaments of fantasy into existence. No sculpture or painting could ever do her justice. Only the fabric that she herself is and embodies. The weave.
Buddies.
Mistra is all magic. As far as I'm concerned, she is all creation.
Yeah. Look at my guy. Why he's shirtless, I don't know. You know, I don't know if it was a glitch or something the first time I played this game, but somehow my character ended up completely naked every time he went to camp. I'm like, what? I don't want to look at this. Why is he naked? It's just his clothes. It just disappeared somehow.
Pish posh. One might as well deny one's mother's womb as the cradle of life.
You know, the funny thing is, though, he could just have a conversation just totally in the buff.
Magic is my life.
Yeah.
I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it.
In touch
It's
with
like
the weave.
music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Is it the same for you?
And imagine if we had a game like this, but it was Dragonlance, and it had Raceland and Caramon, and Sturm, and Tanis, you know, and you could have these kind of conversations with them this well developed. Oh man, I would love that. Magic is like music, but while you need it written down, I can play by ear. That's pretty good.
Fair enough. Though in the end, we're still playing the same composition. Perhaps I can show you what I mean by reaching into the
You know, if
weave
anybody from
together.
Larian's watching this, they probably bristle every time I make some criticism, and they're like, "Look at all we did, you bleep! You got to harp on the one little thing." Like,
Then follow
imagine how long it took to put in all these freaking dialogue options. I mean, that one was just for sorcerers. So they got lines for every race, every class. On and on.
Now you.
This is what I'm talking about here, though. With you got to be very careful what you pick, because if there's any hint that you're hitting on him, you'll jump straight to a makeout. So you always have to. You can't just randomly click here. Imitate the gesture with ease, I guess. I love this Dark Urge character. He looks awesome.
A familiar feeling, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
I don't think I would like playing a
Now,
non-human character.
repeat
But
after me.
he really grew on me quick.
Athran Mistraril Kantrak Eo.
Simply repeat. Where's this heading? Just don't kiss the guy,
Yes.
okay?
The scent of rose water and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
I hope it's not too sweet.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
Yes. Picture in your mind the concept of harmony. If a tree falls in the forest, sink deep into your magic. It is who you are. It is home. He did such a good job on that character
is
model.
it sense the unmistakable presence of Mystra, the Lady of Mysteries?
Yeah, if you're a
There's
lore hound,
something
there's certainly a
like
lot to
the
get into in this
anticipation
game.
of a kiss, then the pleasure of
No,
being
no
cloaked in
kiss.
peace.
No,
You
don't.
are safe. You are nestled
Space.
in the cup
No,
of Mystra's
no,
hand.
no.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel?
Oh, don't pick that option. That's going to lead right, right to kissing. Yeah, do I want to risk it? Oh, please, please. Wait, can I trade with him, Barter? I'm literally afraid of. I don't want a romance between these characters. And I'll try this. It doesn't sound romantic.
You're hard to please, aren't you?
Uh-oh, he's reading it the wrong way.
The weave connects you.
Oh no,
The moment
don't
feels
just
intimate.
stop. No. Yeah, oh, here we go. They probably added this later because people were complaining.
The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold.
No, it doesn't. It feels
and
perfectly
lonesome.
fine. It feels perfectly fine.
There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night. I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic.
Why do they
with
got to make everything weird? Oh, God. I don't know. These guys at Larian, do they just not get enough romance? I could have done without any of that. Okay, I think we can rest. This is another thing that I feel like is very half-assed. Like, what? Why? It feels like they were going to have this cooking system with recipes and everything and do it proper, but then they're like, ah, screw it. I don't like Baldur's Gate anymore. I want to move on. We'll just do it this way, which is stupid. Now if I can get through the rest. Sooner or later I'm going to have a... Oh, my dog wants to talk to me. Scratch.
Dog pants through a ball held firmly in his mouth.
Aww. Encourage him to drop the ball. Oh, barely made that one. Oh, scratch. Everybody
He
likes the
relinquishes
dog.
the ball. It is well chewed and slick with drool.
Ugh.
His eyes track the ball avidly. He
I want a
shuffles
dog.
on his paws, ready to chase after it.
Do you have a dog? Or are you more of a cat person? Pet him. Is this gonna oh not even gonna you know, with this game I wouldn't be surprised if this led to
Scratch's tongue lolls out happily,
Ah.
his tail wagging even faster.
Okay, don't wag too fast. Alright. That's like most of the tension in this game comes from is oh no. What do I do with this ball? Can I play with the can I use it to actions? Look at this, it's ridiculous. Where's that ball? Where is that damn ball? This is clunky. This is inventory stuff here. Can I? Oh, I can expand it. I don't even see that ball here anywhere. Oh, looky! Ah! He's bringing it back. He's bringing it back. Oh, let's do it again. Let's do it. How far do you think it can go? You gonna get it? Yeah, so what was I doing before we went to camp? I forget. I wonder if you do that enough times, you probably get an achievement. Why is there a telescope here?
I spy with my little eye. Nothing of note, really.
Alright, let's get out of the resting place. About out of time here, folks. I'm gonna get moving. Alright, and then we're back here, and I completely forgot what I was doing.
How much further can I go? Wish I had a bag of hope.
But anyway, this guy, he's a sorcerer, and I'm having a good time with him. He's quite powerful. Some people don't like the Dark Urge stuff because you're basically this psycho killer. Or your past. You have amnesia, you know the usual. You start to have these visions of your former life. Yeah, here's these illicit powers. I might as well talk about this a little bit. On the positive side, you get some really cool abilities, like the first attack roll or ability check you make against any target gains a proficiency equal to your proficiency bonus. So, yeah, that's very significant. I'm not sure what my proficiency bonus is off the top of my head. We can check it. Where is it listed? Proficiency bonus. Where is that? Attack bonus? Looks like it's 2. So that'd be +2 every time that I attack a new creature, right? The first attack roll or ability check you make against any target gains a bonus. So that would be activating a lot. And over the course of the game, you could imagine how big of a difference that would make. The only problem is you feel icky about using these because they is this disgusting animation. Here, I'll show you. Why not? So look at this. Okay. Was it worth it? So just sitting here roleplay wise, I'm like, no, there's no way in hell I would ever do that. Maybe my character would. He's kind of a dragonborn, so maybe he'd be okay with that. I usually just give him here to Asterion. He doesn't seem to have any problem with it. Yeah, we got too much stuff on our inventory here. Let's see, what's something fun we could do? Let's see if we can get into a battle somewhere. I'm not too far along. This is like my second playthrough. I think probably want to go south, right? Where am I? No, there's something up here. Hunt down Karlach. Okay, let's try to head north. Probably going to run out of time before we get there. Maybe we'll get into a little battle. I just love the scenery. Expertly done. This is one of those games where I often just stop and just amazed at how beautiful it looks. Okay, looks like there's a little battle up here. Well, this guy's asleep. So I probably wouldn't attack a sleeping orc. This is probably my favorite part of the game, is this first real chapter before we get to Baldur's Gate. There's so much stuff to do before you get to Baldur's Gate. Oh, that's a little hidden treasure. It's usually the case with the role-playing game is that the The very best parts of the beginning. Like the second and third chapter. Those are my favorite. Because once you get too powerful or you get closer to the end of the game, it gets to be less fun. You're either too powerful or you're not powerful enough. Or it's too complicated. Or mud.
What's in
Lead.
here?
I think there's a battle
Something
coming up
tore
here.
right through these people. They didn't.
There's a
Beautiful
hyena.
broken heap smells oddly enticing.
What?
You find you can't resist inhaling her offals.
Talk
You
about a
hear
dark
what comes
urge.
next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. You watch with cold
Undulate?
realization. This isn't the end of one life, but the start of
Gonna
another.
chow down on this hyena?
Her darling pups will not be of her own species. Gnolls bring forth their iniquitous litter from many
What?
corpsed wombs,
There
including
is some-
hyenas.
Some sick people there at Larian. Melee attack. Step back to watch the show. Stifle your excitement. What? Ugh.
Her belly splits like a rotten fruit, birthing a frenzy of claws and fangs.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
The raw hate of life reared from the miracle of death. A tear almost springs to your eye.
Yep. Now it's time to kill everything. I think I'll kill myself. Alright, so we were surprised, so they're going to get first move. Your turn. What? Oh, I guess it skips my turn. Hopefully I'll get the move before we
Where's it running off to?
die. Those are pretty big hyenas. Yeah, I feel like somebody at Larian, every time the question came up, is like, is that too disturbing? Is that too perverted? Is that just too weird? No, not at all. Put it in. Double down. They'll like it.
Strike hard, strike fast.
Boom. Yeah, look, she's got that stool club. Club of Hill Giant Straight. This was on a stool. And you have to find the stool and break the stool, and then you get this awesome club. Total game changer. Total game changer. Oh, and we get the spiritual weapon, too. I think there's one of these is better than the other ones. I can never remember. They look like they're all the same, but I think they have slightly different. Somehow they're different. Okay, but that's basically like a summon. It's not like the old spiritual weapon or spiritual hammer. Remember that? Okay, there's she's only got a 55% chance of hitting. Oh, that's right. I got that. Let's see if I can get this. All in toggleable passive feature. How do you toggle it? How do I toggle it? Oh boy. Passives? Yeah, okay, it's toggled, it's on. So this makes it hard to hit, but if I do hit, I do a lot of extra damage. So this is a good example here of why it's so important to get advantage on something. So if you can use another character's ability to get advantage for another character, then you follow up with her,
Taste my fury.
then she can pretty much take him out. So she missed because of that. But let's see if I can at least stun him. Oh, he saved against that too. That's so gross. Okay, he needs... So to get the sneak attack, this is something else that's confused the hell out of me with this game. Is like when I'm playing this on the tabletop, you know, a situation like this, you automatically get sneak attack because you got character's right there, melee range. But I don't know if they've got this thing here, sneak attack melee. So I've never been able to figure out if you can just fire and get the sneak attack, or do you have to actually activate it? I think you have to activate it, but I'm saying I've never been sure. And we don't need to do that. Boom. Alright, took him out. But you see, I got him with the dual hand crossbow, so. Yeah, see, the sucky thing about this is if you do have to click it like this, what if you miss that first attack? Does it apply to the second one? You know, I got questions.
To the death.
No, don't do that. Whoa! You see that? How did you do that much damage? Oh, he's got sharp... So he's got the same sort of thing that Lizelle has, except instead of great weapons, he does it with bows. So you take less chance to hit, but if you hit, you do a lot more damage. Oh, he's even got another attack. 25% chance of hitting. He missed.
Still on my feet.
Alright, now we've got our main guy here. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, this is something new. Summon the best boy. Scratch his keen nose. So I could summon my dog. Let's see about okay, I'm going to try to use this ice knife. I don't know if it'll freeze that, I don't know if that'll freeze that blood or not. Yeah, it looks like it created an ice patch. Alright, so he might slip down and go prone. A little extra perk there. I don't think there's anything really cool I can do with my... Yeah, the sorcerers have some really powerful abilities. But, yeah, one of them was trying to run around and flank. I think I'll just get back a little bit here. Yeah, the great thing about having all those scrolls, I don't have to memorize all those spells. Or just settle, be happy with the sorcerer stuff. I got all those scrolls I can use to make me a lot more versatile. Oh, 7 points. Who's got a bow? Oh, one of those suckers. Ooh, 7 points. Seething Fury. Oh, they all have bows. Oh, this thing's gonna get nasty. Alright, got a nice little passel. So she could create water and get them all wet. Why don't we try that just to see what happens? So let's create water. Call forth rain. Oh, I don't want to do that. But is that all okay. Try not to get my... That'll get them all wet. And then if I have something I can use with lightning... Trouble is, I don't want her to get wet too, because then she'll be susceptible to it. Go ahead and let her go a little bit.
Time to strike.
Some of the weapons too have, like lightning charges will build up. Yeah, like this. When the wearer dashes or takes a similar action during combat, they gain 3 lightning charges. So I could dash, but the problem is she's probably going to get electrocuted as well. And I've never been clear if that charge counts as a dash or not. Just for fun, let's just see what happens. I'll dash. Let's see if she, so she should activate lightning, make that water. Oh, no. That didn't work very well.
Make way.
I guess the lightning charges don't make the water electrical. Alright. You think it would. Maybe there has to be a certain number of charges. Alright, I got a lightning, arrow of lightning. This ought to work. So he ought to take a lot of extra damage. I'll go ahead and use that. Yeah, you see? So now this is electrified. I killed 2 of them. Somehow this guy didn't take any damage. But if I go back and look at this... Let's see. Okay, used it. Damage 5 plus 5. They're vulnerable to lightning. Damage roll 1d6 plus 1 plus 3 plus 10. So I don't think he gets a sneak attack. No, it said he got a sneak attack. No matter how many times. Okay, so I guess it is automatic. So you got his 2d6 piercing right there. Okay. So I guess you don't really have to click these. Good to know. But I don't want to run over there and get in that water. Unless I've got a fire or electrical immunity. And he's getting all these attacks because of his subclass. I think it's Thief. Yeah, Thief. So it's a little different than the 5th edition rules, but you get these extra bonus attacks. Or extra bonus actions, which is really nice. Super nice. Okay, I don't want to run over there. Kind of worried about Lizelle. Look at all these guys up here. Let's see if we can ruin their day somehow. Let me just gauge this distance. Okay. Let's see what kind of spells I have here. Oops, type. Scroll of Burning Hands, Color Spray. I want like a Lightning Bolt. No. Scorching Ray. I want a Fireball. Do I not have any good old-fashioned fireballs? I could try to hypnotize them. Mage armor. Got a mirror image, that'd be helpful. Thunder Wave, maybe. Scroll of Web. Let's do that. Oh, I can't reach him? There we go. I don't want to get them all.
Should get started.
Oh, you idiot. Why did you run there? Oh, that didn't do too much damage. Yeah, look at these abilities here. I forgot I had these, but I could have made it last longer, or twin it, so you actually get 2 for 1. Or you can make it one that takes a full action. You could turn that into a bonus action, I think. Yep. So very cool stuff. Why don't we try that? So that lets me cast some more spells. Why don't we hit him with a ice? I think because he's wet. Yeah, it like does even more damage to him, right? Since he's frozen. Yeah, froze to death. So that's it's a really cool thing that you really don't see in the tabletop version. Is all the stuff you can do with the elements, or the surfaces. I don't think, did that web do anything? Yeah, the only trouble with these things just don't move very far. They can fly though, but so limited. Just get over there, Jesus. Not enough resources. Critical miss. Oh, they were webbed. Critical miss. I'm getting really lucky on those. Alright. Let's see what I can do with her. I can do a mirror image, but they're not really shooting at her at the moment. Why is it orange?
Heading there.
She could slip on the ice too, is the problem. Do I have a dominate or got a command? Charm person. Try to hold this. I think this requires concentration. Alright. Well...
Time to strike.
Oh, so this is feeling pretty good. You know, a lot of interesting options, strategies. It's difficult enough where you don't want to just spam the default attack. As a bonus action, make a melee attack with your... Oh, great.
My path be true.
Of course, she slips down. Of course. Now this guy, I might want to Misty Step. He's got... Yeah, let's Misty Step. So this will let me... I think that's a bonus action. Now he's held in place, so I could just kill him quick or do something to these guys. Let's see. Let's go ahead and hide. Okay, and then let's look at our special arrows. Arrow of Fire. Roaring Thunder. Poison arrows. Arrows of Acid. Kind of like the sound of that. Let's try that. Now, unfortunately, though, I think he's out of actions. Let's get him back. I think he's still hidden, though, right? Does it say?
Another fight. Let's go.
Alright.
Can't slow down.
Be careful. Well, let's see what we might want to do now. Can't hit him with the ice knife from here. If I try to cross here, I'll almost certainly end up in the soup. He'll get attacked if I move him there. Now can I go? Nope. Oof! Alright, how about a magic missile? There we go. Oh, there's that little guy there. Okay. Let's see about hitting him with an ice knife. For some reason I can't do it. I can hit him with a magic missile. Good old magic missile. Those are like the drones of D&D. Alright. You know, why can't this guy move further? What is this? Not enough resources, Jazz. I guess they didn't want to make the spiritual weapons too powerful. I don't know why they're missing so much, but I'm glad. Why can't you move? Oh, further back than I thought. Alright, let's try the good old guiding bolt. So this'll... The next attack will get advantage. Alright. Just throw another heal on as well. I think I got it somehow or another. She blesses you at the same time she cures you. I forget the details of how that works, but okay. I want to save him for Asterion. She can jump, but it takes an action. Use my bow. Did I kill him? No. Close to it though. Yeah, so he'll be able to really do some damage here. Whoa. Yeah, he's gotta be my favorite.
Over here.
Pretty interesting storyline too. No, don't do that. Do the ranged attack, yeah. Boom! I think that's... Oh, this guy. Oh, he'll be easy.
Blood comes easy.
So he's being held, so I could just... yeah, why not hit him with the...
Millions live.
Took some damage there running through that. You know, this is the downside. You create an electrified thing, but you just have to make sure your own guys don't get in it. And that's harder than it sounds. And I'm still getting shocked.
Time to deal some punishment.
Boom, there we go. Alright, so I think that's about enough for the game. You've seen, should have seen enough to get a good sense of what you're in for here. There's a lot to do. They give you a lot of quests. You know, all the NPCs have quest changes you can do. You don't have to do them all. Matter of fact, it might be better not to do all the companion quests. You know, maybe pick your 3 or 4 companions you like the most and do their quests. Because, again, you're going to hit max level pretty quick. And if you try to do everything, you'll be completely maxed out. If that doesn't bother you, go for it. It just kind of bothered me. I'm trying to think if there's anything I haven't talked about. I think we've pretty much got everything. So anyway, what do I think of Baldur's Gate 3? I think it's a really great game. I really do. Even compared to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, it feels quite a bit different. You know, that's the good question. I don't know if jumping from Baldur's Gate 2 to this, it's kind of jarring. It's not just the turn-based combat. It's the tone. It's different. It feels more like a Dragon Age game in a lot of ways with the way that you interact with the companions than in Baldur's Gate. This is kind of the prototype of this sort of thing in Baldur's Gate with Minsk and Imoen. I mean, they have their own quest chains and storylines too. But this is way more involved than that in terms of your companions. I love the way that they did the combat. It feels a whole lot more strategic to me and tactical when you get into these battles and you're thinking, okay, use that with this and party dynamics and trying to figure out how to use the terrain to your advantage. You know, it's a huge thing. And this is a really complex, and to me, that's a great thing when you have a system like that. It's not so brutally difficult, at least if you play it on normal difficulty, you're not just going to be constantly getting your butt kicked, but you will have to put some effort into the battles. You can't just click your way through with default attacks. You're going to be having to use some strategy. I wish that there was something in between normal and that tactical difficulty. I think we can switch it up anytime we like. But to me, the Tactician it was so much harder than Balance. It just was crazy how much harder it was. So what I would like, I guess we can customize it. Hell, I didn't even see this. Okay, so you could get in here and kind of tweak it a little bit. Enemies will attack ruthlessly and efficiently. So you might try to tweak it a little bit. Some of this stuff just looks like it would add extra grief. No death saving. So I like having the enemy critical hits on. Reducing the impact of random rolls. Okay, so there's no balance there. Additional combat mechanics. Interesting. So you might basically want to select a couple of them. Like maybe we'd make the enemies just do that. Not mess with anything else. Try that for a while. Oh, don't do that. You know, until you find something that really works for you. So yeah, I guess I withdraw my complaint about Tactician because you could customize it however you like. I just noticed there was a pretty big ramp up there in difficulty level that was basically more than I could handle. Without really every battle would just be down to basically playing chess with the computer. I don't like the inventory system. This is clunky. I don't know exactly. I can't think right off the top of my head what would make this better, but this is not my favorite. The way that they integrated the 5th edition rules, I think, were very well done. I actually find, and it's not just me, a lot of the people I play regular D&D with, they say that they learned some stuff about D&D playing this that they then took to the tabletop. Of course, that's not true across the board. Some of the stuff works differently. They had to gamify it to make it work better for the game. I think that the Mage Hand is an example of that. So, like, there's certain things you do a lot in a game like this. Like the Mysterion use...
You have a manner of...
Stop.
I like it.
He's such a great character. He's like Tim Curry. He's like the Rocky Horror. It's like Dr. Frankenfurter's in your party. But like in this, you really get to do a lot of stuff with stealth mechanics. you know, and using your rogue really well. And even in battle, you know, you find a place that's out of the line of sight, you hide, you come out with a sneak attack and get advantage. That's a lot of fun to me. But like the tabletop version, my DM won't allow that. He's like, you can't hide in a battle. If the enemy knows you're there, you can't hide. So it basically makes the thief a bore to play. I really hate the way the DM does that. But I get it. You know, it'd be kind of cumbersome to try to do this stealth stuff in a tabletop game, right? It would take too much cognitive power or too much. You have to concentrate on that too much, I guess, for it to be fun for him. So it's just once you're in battle, no hiding. So yeah, there's in some ways I prefer this to that kind of arbitrary stuff. What else is there to say about this? I don't know. I think I pretty much covered everything. Of course, graphics, music, voice acting, all of that is top notch. The map is great. You know, you put your notes in here. You've got a journal here somewhere. Yeah, I think this will record your inspiration. Yeah, I thought there was someplace you could get like a overview of what's going on so far, but maybe I'm making that up. So, is it a great game? Yes. Is it better than Baldur's Gate 1 or 2 or Planescape Torment? Oh, man, that is going to be tough. Doing this top 50 thing, and I'm getting... Eventually, I'll have to decide which game I like the best. I'm still not... I'm really torn on, like, what is the best. It's down to, like, this, Planescape Torment, and Baldur's Gate 2. And to me, all three of those games are very, very different from one another. So there's kind of this apples and oranges things going on here. I think this game kind of excels at the... you love exploring all the little minutia. Sometimes it can get overwhelming when you're like having to click on every crate. You know, you spend a lot of time doing stuff like that. And you might say, well, why not just rush past the crates? There's probably nothing good in there anyway. I just can't do it. It's just something about it. I'm too compulsive. I have to see all the crates. I have to pick up all the herbs and so on and so forth. They do have a lot of nice conveniences in here, like the being able to go to camp. There's a vendor there where you can vend. I like the system with the waypoints, so you don't have to necessarily trek everywhere, although it's often useful to trek just to see if you missed anything. There's a lot of variety too in the settings. You know, it's a big game, so we haven't even got to Baldur's Gate yet. I mean, holy cow. So there's lots of stuff here, lots of content. You could really disappear into this game for weeks, if not months. And that's not even if you're really determined to see all the content. So I think it's well worth the full price. I would not feel bad at all for paying full price for this. I think it's a good value. I mean, it's a lot better game than 90% of the other stuff out there. The only major criticism I have is the level cap. I hate hitting that level cap so early. You know, I wish there was a better fix for that than just to mod it. And also, got to say, I'm not crazy about all the sexual stuff in here. You know, I realize you can bypass a lot of it. Just be careful what your dialogue options are. You know, I kind of joked before, and I kind of halfway serious with this. I wish in the dialogues...
I had another dream.
Yeah.
Perhaps we truly have.
Like, if one of these is going to lead to romance, I wish it would have like a heart next to it.
Walking into a trap.
You know, they did that in like the Mass Effect games and so on. So it'd be pretty clear, like, okay, don't click that if you don't want to see romance or sexual activity. There's a lot of that in this game. So that would be good. I don't even know why it's not in here, to be honest. Yeah, this looks pretty innocuous, but if you played this game, undoubtedly there's been some point where you're like, oh my god, I didn't want to do that. So that's kind of weird. I don't know if Larry and they kind of got weird sense of humor. Maybe they thought that was funny, or maybe they would just say, well, just look at the dialogues more closely, Matt. It's pretty obvious that's the flirtatious response. I'm like, no. Put a heart next to it. Make it clear. Otherwise, I mean, it's just way more to enjoy about this game. So, like I say, it's at least in my top 3, if not top 2 games. So if that doesn't recommend it, I don't know what will. I've played a lot of these. So I'm going to stop it here. Baldur's Gate 3, really great game. Sorry I haven't looked at this sooner, but hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, love to hear from you. I'd like to hear your take on Baldur's Gate, but I'll see you next time. And that's all for this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry about I feel like I could have gone on for at least a couple more hours. I mean, we didn't even get into the characters from Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 that you run into eventually, including my favorite, Minsk. But it's okay. A lot of other people have covered the game, and you can certainly find those videos. Or, better yet, play the game for yourself, and you'll have all those adventures on your own. Highly recommend it, even at the full price. As always, I want to thank you very, very, very much for supporting Matt Chat at full price. All I ask is a couple of bucks. Really, just even $1 per month will go a long ways towards keeping the lights on around here, keeping these shows in production, the interviews coming. We owe it all to people like you that step up to that plate. Click on the link in the show notes to the Patreon site, or perhaps a YouTube membership, or the coffee. There's a PayPal. There's several options there for people to, whatever you're comfortable with. Doesn't really matter to us. What we appreciate is that you're willing to support the show. So thank you very, very much for that. It means everything. Thank you once again to all of my epic friends who keep Matt Chat on the air. So thank you. All right. What about that news from the Matt Cave? All right, we got a lot of bad news this week. Kind of just a crummy week of news. So, that's why we have video games, I guess, to kind of immerse ourselves in to keep us out of all this terrible stuff going on. But it is getting pretty rocky for the video games industry. A lot of layoffs. Microsoft. I don't normally like to cover stuff like this because it's just kind of a downer, what can we do about it? But yeah, Microsoft, big thousands of layoffs. There's a lot of companies that are getting hit. Obsidian, Bethesda, id. Of course, we're friends with Romero, so we hear all about that. And Carmack as well has been posting about that. Just terrible situation. I think about half the staff there at IDS, if I remember correctly. So this is all following restructuring, whatever that, that's a euphemism there. Following its Activision Blizzard acquisition. And a lot of people blame AI to some extent for all this. Maybe Microsoft and all these companies are spending just juggernaut sums of money for all this capital to build up their AI infrastructure. So they got to pay for that somehow, right? And this to me just sounds idiotic. What can I say? I just think that is a really, I don't know to what extent AI is involved in this, or maybe they just can't help it, or whatever's going on, but it really sucks. It's not something I like to see. Yeah, a much larger trend. Yeah, so some of them are blaming this on the pandemic. That's been, I guess the argument is they hired so much during that video game glut, I guess, when a lot of people were at home playing games. They got a lot of money coming in. They hired a bunch of people. Maybe there's those extra people are getting laid off, but I think it's much, much worse than that. Layoff, studio closures, canceled projects, yeah. About the only silver lining to all this is that there are a lot of these great developers out there. They're looking for work. Maybe they weren't too excited about the project they were working on. So maybe they'll turn that energy and that creativity, that talent, into some indie projects. Love to see those. Or maybe we'll see a new round of Kickstarters. If I do see some Kickstarters coming up from some of these laid off developers, I'm going to be the first up there with the pledge. Because these guys and gals, we don't want to see them have to leave the industry entirely. That'd be quite a loss for everybody. And speaking of great losses for everybody, it just continues. So this is Sony and their PlayStation news. And a lot of people are talking about this, that they are abandoning. This is similar things have been tried before, and they ended up, not Sony per se. Remember Microsoft tried this, if I recall correctly, one time. They're saying, we're going to do away with all the physical media, no more discs. We'll just have a Steam-like system, Xbox store, whatever you want to call it, or PlayStation store. And we'll just do everything online. and not have any discs or box copies or anything. So that's what, once again, we're back to that. And it's kind of ironic, I suppose, because Sony's basically the inventor of a lot of these platforms, or a lot of this media, like the Blu-rays in particular. And somebody was pointing out, I think, Betamax. I guess that one didn't go too well, but of course they did the Walkman, you know, the CD Man. Was it CD Man? Walking CD? You know what I'm talking about. So it's kind of weird that they're the ones making all these cuts. And, you know, I think about, too, how they got that advantage over Nintendo back in the day by shipping their games on the discs, on the CD-ROMs instead of the cartridges. So I don't know. Or do you think they're doing the right thing here? We don't like it. You know, I got a big bunch of boxes back here. Of course, I think it sucks. But, you know, just in terms of business, do you think this is the right move? Do you think it's short-sighted? Do you think it's going to come back to bite them? Maybe they'll just switch, go back to discs. You know, I saw a survey. I was laughing about it. It's like all these gamers, they surveyed and said, yes, I'm going to switch to PC if Sony does this with the PlayStation. I think there's about 0% chance of that. You know, a lot of times you're mad, you see a survey, you give an answer, but you're not really going to follow through. It's one thing to click a box on a check, like a check mark on a survey. That's a lot different than actually ponying up money or abandoning a platform that you like. So anyway, we'll just keep an eye on that. It doesn't sound too good, but, you know, sometimes these things work out in the long run. All right, and then finally, a bit of good news. Gothic 1 Remake. So a lot of people talking about this. They wanted me to cover it on Matt Chat. I probably will next time we do a game. I've been playing Gothic 2, but I haven't tried this remake yet. But apparently it's quite well done. Reviews are positive. Early reactions, very positive. This is Alchemia Interactive. So they say it preserves the original's world while modernizing graphics and controls and combat. And even the long-time Gothic veterans are pleased with it, which that matters more to me than these, you know, Johnny's come lately. You know, if people that are really into the franchise and playing it forever, if they're happy with it, chances are they did a great job with this remake. So, you know, I haven't played it yet myself, but I will check that out as soon as possible. All right, I think that'll do it for the news. So for quotes, I was thinking a lot about the mind flayers and this idea of the mind and illusions and all this stuff. And I got 3 different quotes. And I like them all so much, I said I can't just do one. But I think I'll play a little game here. So I'll tell you who the authors of these quotes are and see if you can match them up. All right. So there's a quote here by Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman Stoic, John Milton, the famous poet, and there's William James, who I think you would probably classify him as a psychologist or a philosopher. If I recall correctly, he wrote some books about pragmatism and did a lot. Was it? I'm not sure this is the right guy. I think Henry James was the author, right? So this is William James, the psychologist. But anyway, think of him as kind of this more scientific of the bunch, okay? Now, so here's the quotes, and I'll just randomly put these in order, and you see if you can figure out who is who. All right, first one. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. All right, here's the second one. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Okay, third one. The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. You got it? Okay, so those were John Milton, Marcus Aurelius, and William James. So ponder on all that. So I hope you enjoyed that. Ponder on that. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you guys next time.
sounds like there's a Frenchman living in it.